All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's give it up for these films and these filmmakers and filmmakers that you saw. And speaking of which, anybody involved with these films that we just saw? Actors, filmmakers, anyone involved? Could you please come on up for a Q&A? Yeah, come on up. And as you come down, thank you very much once again. And man, I can't wait to talk about these things. There was, absolute galore. Yeah, come on in. Thanks, Abe. The other two mics. Okay, I guess we'll just share. All right, there's one. Yeah, come on in. Yeah. All right, one more time. Give it up. Let's say. Okay, and starting over there, since you got the mic, please introduce yourself, the film that you did, and we'll do a round table, talk about your films here, and then open it up for Q&A over there. Oh, shoot. I'll turn it on. I'll switch for you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'll say that again. Hi, everyone. My name is VC Roan. I am the producer for We Got Ours.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alicia Cooper. I'm the writer and director of We Got Ours.
Hi, thanks for being here. I'm Katie Dorr. I wrote and directed Aloha Means I Love You.
Hi, I'm Kaylee Kimura, and I'm the director of Sansedai.
Hey there, I'm Kim Calloway. I'm the writer-director and one of the producers of Mildred for a Million.
Hi, I'm Luke Krieger. I'm the director of photography for Apology.
And my name's Sam Hyatt, and I was the writer and director for Apology.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. And so for the first round, I'd really like to get what you thought was the greatest challenge of what you guys did, and also like maybe the funniest and the happiest moment that you remember most with the production that you did. And we'll start here and going there.
Yeah. Let's get the weird mailman short out of the way first. So that one was a really fun shoot. This kind of all spurred out of me having a conversation with that lead actor, Sean Dorr, who's a fantastic actor, and I kind of confided in him that as a filmmaker, I feel like I was the weakest at directing actors, and I'm not an actor myself, so I always felt that was like a weak point for me. And he basically said, if you ever want to write a short script, like a dramatic piece for me, I will act in it. And I was very grateful for that. And I wrote something, and I was like, I have something, but it's not a drama. But I think if it's acted dramatically, it could be really good. And he took it in stride, and that's kind of where it went from there. And we shot it in 3 hours at Luke's apartment in Oakland. And so it was a really easy, like the whole point was to kind of make it controlled, simple, 2 very straightforward shots, so that we could focus on the directing, focus on the performances, and then the formula was really just getting 2 amazing actors. Sean Dorr and Natalia are fantastic. So it was really fun, really not a lot of crazy moments that happened on set because it was a very condensed period, but we're happy with it, how it turned out. So thanks.
Yeah, I'd just say the only, I guess, funny moment was Shandor and Natalia were doing such a good job acting and having this argument that my cat thought they were actually fighting. And so she came down and was like trying to intervene. But overall, it was a really easy shoot. So.
Gosh. The biggest challenge, but also the biggest joy and the biggest gift was working with a 93-year-old amazing actress. Marla Gibbs is the most professional, lovely actor I've ever met, and it was such a gift to work with her. But we had planned to shoot for 5 days, and it was mid-July in Van Nuys and in Inglewood. And we were like, oh my God, most of us are 50 years younger than her, and we're like exhausted and sweating, so we had to add an extra day to the shoot, not because she wanted to or was asking for it. She showed up to the table read off book. She is incredible. But we were just like, we need to take this at a slower pace. Like, health is more important than doing this in 5 days. There were so many funny moments. God, it was a year ago now, so it's hard to think of just one. But my personal favorite was watching her film herself playing solitaire on a super old computer. That just makes me chuckle. But yeah.
I think for my film, since it was a documentary, I think just going through all the footage. I shot a lot of footage with my grandmother and my family, over like 40 hours of footage, just to like archive my family stories. And then I found a bunch of archival footage as well, and that was probably another 40 hours. And I was on a very tight timeline because I did this as part of a fellowship, and they wanted the film to be closer to 5 minutes, but that was just impossible. So I pushed it to around 10. But that was definitely a struggle, but it was really beautiful finding the story and learning more about my family history through it all. So, yeah, beauty in the struggle for sure.
I think challenges for every filmmaker out there, money, time, and plumbing was ours. There's always something. So, yeah, we were in the location for 12 hours, and in that time we needed to get in, redress the house, which was a LA bungalow, and we needed to make it look semi like a Iowa farmhouse. And so we needed to get all that done, have the actors come in, shoot it, get it all reset again, and then we lost our toilet. So it was a challenge, but we got it done.
Hello, we had decent weather in North Hollywood all the way up until the day we shot. It started raining, so we had to cut out some of the exterior cutaways that we were going to use, and that was challenging because we did everything in one day. But the best part about it for me is I'm a stand-up comic, so I always wanted to do a film with other stand-up comedians. So everybody you saw in there is a working stand-up comedian. They are hilarious. They're all booked and busy, and it just felt like a reunion to work with people that I'm on the road with or that I've been friends with for so long, and I wanted to do that ever since I saw the movie Friday. So the reason that it ends on a cliffhanger is because we're hoping to sell it as a series.
Okay, let her tell it because she's the comedian, but I was the producer and the first AD, so try doing that on a set full of comedians. Good luck. So that was my biggest concern was, oh my gosh, we have to stick to the schedule because I negotiated a really great rate for that comedy club, but we only had 12 hours to film, and that included really less than that because we had to offload, and then offloading in a thunderstorm is a lot of fun. So that was my biggest challenge, but also my greatest joy because I kept us on schedule. We actually ended an hour early. So that was a really great accomplishment. Lots of ad-libbing when you're working with comedians. So if you're going to do that, you laugh and have fun, but be prepared to also keep everyone on task.
That's so awesome. Excellent. Yeah, please give it up. And there's one more huge question I want to ask you guys, but I want to save it for the end because I'm really looking forward to it. So for now, let's open it up to the audience right here. Does anybody out there have a question, a comment, what you saw? Yes. Yes, go ahead and stand up and project.
Yeah, the question was, can you talk about the casting for all the films and what that process looked like? So for ours, for Aloha Means I Love You, I posted it on Actors Access, which is basically a service for agents and for actors that they can then submit to your project. So I had, for those 2 parts, ultra low budget SAG project, had 1,000 people submit. So there are so many hungry older actors out there who are so talented and so hungry for work. And when we finally culled it down to doing the in-person auditions, probably every one of them said thank you so much for writing something for people like us. And it was heartbreaking and validating and all of that, but they worked so hard. They were so good. Same experience, off book, so ready to work hard. So write for those older folks, because I'm getting there.
Sure. So I pulled a lot of favors for this. I direct like little branded content and commercials and stuff. So I hire a lot of crew and casting directors a lot for things that are soulless and I don't really care about. So anyway, I called some casting directors I knew and begged them to go out to some actors, and they loved the script, and I was literally just reading like who's working in their 90s right now, because it was really important for me. For Mildred to actually be in her 90s, I didn't want to do like age makeup, like the frailty of her and just like the sweetness and all the things I think of. This was inspired by my real grandma, Mildred, who lives in Houston, Texas. I don't know if I said that, but so I wanted that to be authentic. So I was like Googling actresses in their 90s, and I found a People article. It was like, I want to work, I'm out there, like, and I was like, oh my God, I grew up watching her. Do you think we would have a shot at her? And so they're like, the casting directors on my behalf sent it to her agent, who he loved the script, and her daughter loved the script. She was like, I don't get it. And they were like, read it again. And then her daughter, who's also an actor, was like, explain TikTok to her and explain the whole thing. And then she read it again. She loved it. She wanted to meet up. So we met in Vaughn's. The Vaughn's we ended up shooting at. And we just hung out and talked for like 2 hours. We really got along and just talked through the script and just about her life. And she has such an incredible life. And it was just surreal to, have seen somebody on TV, and I'm now working with them. So that was really cool. And the rest of the actors were through the casting directors as well. They posted, it was also a ultra or low budget, whatever, SAG short. And we got, they narrowed it down for the submissions, but it was really hard. There's so many talented people out there. It's just, and I think about that, like, I hope actors know, like, sometimes it's so not about you. It can be about the littlest tiny thing that, it's work. You're trying to put together a family that, works together, and you might love this person, but they don't match this, it's like, there's so many little things that go into it that have nothing to do with talent. So I don't know. I just always think of like actors putting themselves out there over and over and over again. And sometimes it has nothing to do with the performance, who it ends up being. But I love my cast. Okay, I talked a lot. Sorry.
Yeah, and I think to add to that, I think that was the casting part of it. I've always felt, I don't know the word insecure, but really bad about like the actor side of it. I think it is really tough for all these people to put themselves out there. So for me, like, I always intentionally try not to cast, like, put out a big casting net if I can, if I know someone who's really good. But at the same time, I think that's can be problematic because you're kind of closing off your network and not working with people you otherwise wouldn't work with. For this one specifically, I did keep it closed off. Shandor was someone who I had met at a film festival, and we just I wrote it specifically for him. And Natalia, I had worked with before, and she was like my favorite actress I had worked with on a set that I had AD'd. So I just reached out and see if she would do it. So I reached out directly to the actors, which I think is a way to do it, but it definitely does limit your options when you're trying to craft very specific personas for your characters. But it's very hard to go through that rejection process, and people are putting their heart out. So it's always tough for me to say no to the 150 people who have auditioned for the one part. But I know as an actor as well, that's kind of part of it. So this one was just directly reaching out to folks.
Nice, thanks a lot. I think we got time for one quick question or one more comment, if anybody has one. Because we actually found a third mic, so it'll be easier for you if you want it. But that's okay. If there's none more, there's actually a couple that I was like to ask. Starting over here, what's next for you guys? Next projects, what's coming up? Stuff like that.
Yeah, Luke and I actually just worked on a music video that we shot a couple weeks ago that I'm super proud of. Again, using Natalia is also in that music video, and another great Bay Area actress, Syra McCarthy, is starring in it. So super excited to release that one. It's a local Santa Cruz-based like synth pop artist. It's a more narrative kind of music video. So that one, look out for in the next couple weeks. The artist is called Tapes. Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. And then I think Sam and I are going to work on some like spec projects and whatnot after that. And then he's writing a short that we're going to work on hopefully later this year.
I'm directing a commercial on Tuesday. It's kind of like what I do for a living. It's not Super Bowl commercials, small commercials. But I just decided recently, and actually this festival kind of put the fire under my butt to do it. I started outlining a feature, and since this one was a love letter to my grandma, this next one I'm going to do is like a love letter, also a comedy, poignant comedy about to my mom, Karen. So Karen for president of the Sugar Lakes HOA is what it's called.
I'm working on a lot of different things. I'm definitely like a multi-hyphenate artist. Recently, I went to Malaysia to film and produce a documentary that's currently in post that I'm really excited about. And my partner and I started a collaborative YouTube channel doing cinematic travel diaries. So that's been really fun to just express my voice and just be behind the camera more often. And then we also work on music side of things too. I also moonlight as a manager in music and cinematographer and all the hats. So we have a little project coming out soon with some really beautiful music videos that I'm currently editing. So a lot of fun things are in the pipeline.
I also have a bunch of stuff going on. Have a couple of feature scripts written that I am trying to sell or find some production partners with, and I have a children's television show that I'm trying to get made. So,
thank you. Yeah, right now I'm like Whitney Houston. I have nothing, nothing, nothing. No, I'm taking some pitch meetings trying to sell this as a series. So next we got a pitch meeting with NBC on Zoom. And I have a few more pitch meetings where I'm just praying that we can push this along as a series. And that's how I always saw it. So that's what I'm working on next, is just trying to move this thing.
Well, I wear a lot of hats as well. I'm also a writer and director as well as producing. So I have three other projects that are doing the festival circuit right now. I'm in post on 4 projects, but I'm transitioning to feature films. So I have 3 features that are in development, one that's pretty far along. We're going to be filming in Texas. And my very last short film, it's an all-female crew, which I'm really excited about, in honor of my friend who recently passed away with cancer. So really, really, really feeling honored to tell that story, and to work with all women is so exciting. So, yeah.
Congratulations. Wow, that's great. And and as we wrap it up, I'd just like to piggyback off what you said. I have nothing if I don't have you. Now, that's the end of the song. And that's because without you, we don't get to do this, because this is the 7th annual BraveMaker Film Festival, as you guys all know. And because of you, we're able to bring these amazing filmmakers and actors to come and do something like this. And so I want to thank all of you, as we thank all of you as well, for sharing what you guys had in your hearts and your minds, and also your creative side as well, to do that. And I can't wait to see what's coming up for you guys. It's going to be great. And thank you also for not just coming in here, but also supporting. Because, for BraveMaker to get to the next year, especially during these tough times, we'll need all of you. And so whatever you guys, again, go to BraveMaker.com, donate what you can, support how you can. And, hopefully we'll bring maybe some of you guys back and bring some of the next projects you have on here, and we can do this all again with you. And so thanks again so much for coming, and thanks for supporting these guys. Thank you guys for sharing everything that you did. And when you guys meet these guys outside, please follow their IG handles, how you can keep in contact, and check out what they're doing, because this is great. Thank you, and thank you all. Let's say that. This is great. Wow, dude. Congratulations, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
Everything you made those projects you acted in just so great.
Really? Thanks,
So
yeah.
thank you.
Because with you guys is filming, I know you saw it, so thank you. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much.
I was sitting in the front.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It was great. Wow.